So I just wanted to check in. I mentioned a couple of videos ago that I was gonna like start and try to casually date. Uh, and then within an hour on Tinder, I was talking to a person, and we ended up not casually dating. But I wanted to sort of, I'm trying to do something different than I've done before, which is what I've done before has been to go all in on a relationship and just like put in like so much just attention and energy and focus and everything. And I'm trying to do things differently this time. I got married very young. I met my husband when I turned 22. Right after I turned 22, we got married when I was 23. He was 10 years older. And then I was with him for like 14, 15 years. So all of my dating experience was basically high school, college. And then we, we got to the point where our marriage was falling apart, and, I started dating people, but like, also just trying to dig myself out of this like terrible situation. So I got to this point where I said, I've got to learn how to date from like a good, healthy place. So I'm gonna try this. I'm not gonna go into dating with this idea that I'm looking for a partner. I'm just gonna I'm gonna try casually dating. I'm gonna practice. It'll be good. And then I meet this guy. It really did, kind of take me out of my comfort zone, because he is, in my opinion, far more attractive than I am. He's a really good man. He makes more money than I do. There's kind of like, and I'm in awe a little bit of like, why do you want to date me? Why do you like me? But the reason why I wanted to make this video is, sometimes when we're in a relationship with somebody and we feel like something's off, and we try to articulate it, and our partner's like, no, this isn't right. You're just being insecure. Y'all, we need to trust our intuition like way more. So with a past relationship with an abusive partner, I felt like he loved how I made him feel. He loved how I saw him for the most part. But he didn't want me exactly, or he didn't want my life. And we would argue about that all the time, and he would tell me no, that's your own insecurity. You're just bringing this stuff to it. But now I'm dating this new person. This dude is 5,000% attracted to me. I'm overweight. I'm okay. He's in the gym. But he's all about, he's about that ass. Let's get real. He's very into I like the top part, I love the back part, and because he's not a negative, critical, judgmental person, I don't know that he sees the rest of what's happening here. He's just oh my God, yeah, and I'm comparing, contrasting these two very different experiences. Now, to be fair, my ex-husband was very, very, very into me physically. So I remember what that felt like. And then when I got into the relationship with my abusive ex, I was like, oh, no, something's off. I don't think you want me. And he'd be like, no, I wouldn't date you unless I found you attractive. And I was like, well, yeah, that makes sense. But I didn't feel it off him, and then we get into an argument about how I couldn't tell what he was feeling. And it was this whole thing. But I'm with this new dude. I'm like, no, this man, he's mine. He's mine 110%. The most beautiful woman in the world could walk up to him, and he's like, oh, that's great. It's still me. I just look back on myself over that 3-year period of obsessing about this other person and really wanting to be their everything and wanting them to love me the way that they said they did. And, I kept trying, because I found them, very physically attractive and intellectually attractive and emotionally attractive. I didn't like some of the things that he would do or how he would treat certain people. I didn't agree with certain life decisions. But in general, there was so much about him. And I'm like going, man, you completely, I wish I had trusted myself more. I wish I had trusted my intuition. I wish I would have stopped listening to what this person said to me. There were a lot of arguments about, me thinking that I'm right. And now I'm in this new situation, and I'm looking back and I'm like, yeah, I was right. And I really wish I had respected myself more enough to go, no, this person's not like, he's not mine. He doesn't want me with every piece of his being. So now I'm with this new person. And as far as he's concerned, I'm I'm like the most incredible woman. And I'm like, yeah, that's how I feel about you. And also, I remember what this feels like. Instead of questioning our own judgment and thinking, maybe I'm wrong. Yes, obviously there's, of course, the possibility. But if we just trust our own intuition, because even if our intuition is wrong, like, how is this other person going to argue us out of our intuition? We're not letting go when we should. We're not trusting ourselves and leaving ourselves open for, what can come in. And if I had known what was possible, I would like to think that I would have let go sooner than I did. Of course, this new person didn't come in until I had, reached this point where, you know what? I let go. This wasn't what I thought it was, and it doesn't serve me. And I'm done now. And it was 3 days later that I meet the new person. The universe, I guess, is weird like that, but I'm really very grateful. So, when we're questioning ourselves, second guessing ourselves, I think we can tell when we're trying to walk back our intuition. And if we start making decisions from a place of trust in ourselves, we can end up in a much more centered, grounded place than where we are when we're not doing that. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. Things are going great for me. I'll talk to you next time.